Hello.
All right, we're here.
This is As We Art, episode 14.
As We Art. We are a podcast, we are a YouTube channel, and we are glad you're here.
We are also human beings.
We really are. We passed the test.
Yes, I think so. If you poke us, we bleed. So,
So we started this podcast 14 episodes ago, 14 weeks ago, to talk about the art, the real art that we're working on the present moment this week in real time and sharing it with you. And we want to know what you're working on that's creative or artistic.
yeah, share with us, build a community. And I'm Candace.
Oh, yeah, our names.
Yes.
I'm Monica. We do this without a script. We don't have a plan. We hope we introduce ourselves every week.
Yeah, who knows? We'll find out.
Yep. We also talk about what's inspiring us, what themes are coming up a bunch, what new things are showing up, what's inspiring us to remain creative or to keep slogging through. 'Cause this is just a weird time in history, weird time to be human. We're located in the United States of America. I mean, I think at any point it's a weird time to be an American, but especially this week is extra hard, I think. So we're still making art. We think it's worth it. And we want to know what you're working on. And we want to know what's inspiring you. So please share with us in the comments.
Yeah. Yep. What do you want to talk about this week? I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I was like, yes, that all sounds good. And then everything just derailed.
I know, it's your turn to talk.
Yes.
Well, I was just, as soon
You
as
could
I
see
said,
the light leave my eyes.
as soon as I said share in the comments, I just want to clarify. Because some people watch on YouTube, which is awesome because you're getting the visuals and they comment right in the YouTube video. We love that. And some people are listening to a podcast and they're like, can't really comment on that, right? There's no I hope that.
Not that I know of. If
We're
you are
missing it.
commenting somehow on a podcast, we don't understand. We're new here.
We're missing it. But some people have been commenting on our Instagram, As We Art Podcast. So that works as well. But the other thing for comments, questions, suggestions are coming in through email.
Yep. Did our cat just meow?
Yeah.
Oh
Spinny.
my gosh.
We are recording and you can't be part of it right now. Sorry,
Yeah.
Bubs.
Yeah.
The reason why we can't let him in, or our daughter either, our two cats, is because this podcast corner is part of a larger room that's our art studio, and we're stained glass artists. We don't let cats in here because glass.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't have your animals near your stained glass studio, please.
I know. We don't like
Little
to see
pieces
that.
of glass you can't see. And
think
their
wor-
paws. equal
Worse
bad
than the
news.
glass, although that is a really good point, the little glass dust that gets in their paws. It's all the fumes.
The chemicals. Yeah.
The lead.
Yep.
Glass dust in the air. So we don't let our cats in. We wear masks when we work. So what was
Yeah,
I
before
saying?
they knew about lead poisoning, they were like, "Ooh, stained glass artists. There's some crazy people."
There's a
It's
reason.
from the lead.
Yeah. I feel like I was saying something before Spinny voiced his concerns. Oh, the email. You can send your questions and comments now through email, which is,
asweartpodcast@gmail.com.
yes. And we got our first email last week from a viewer, listener, friend. Double clap.
Yay, double clap.
Yay, Marty. And he will be receiving art from us because we wanted our first email and that came. So that was awesome. Okay. What art did we work on this week? Who's going to go first?
I think you might need to move your mic a little bit closer to your mouth. I feel like I can't hear you as well as usual. There.
How's this?
That's better.
Okay.
What did I work on this week? Let's see. I did not produce any new art, but I did do things that were involved with art. So we had both submitted some pieces to a gallery for an upcoming juried exhibit, and we both had pieces accepted. So
Yes.
that's amazing.
And it was your first.
It was my first lino cut I've ever submitted, and it got accepted. I feel really good about that. It's very nice.
You should.
Oh, thank you. But it was really fun to go to the opening and see our art on the wall. I have not submitted to a gallery in a long time. So it was fun to just get like a little refresher of that feeling of, oh, this is actually fun to like share my art with other people and also be there to talk to other artists, experience their art. It's been a while, so it was a lot of fun.
And when Candace says we went there, it was an opening. It was an opening reception of this show. The theme was out of this world. And your framed lino cut called No Complaints, which if you're regularly listening or viewing this podcast, you're familiar with. But don't worry, if this is your first time here, welcome. Just jump on our Instagram, because every week we put accompanying photos.
It's a lot of syllables.
We post some photos that go along with each episode, and you're going to want to see that because it's really something to see your art framed on a wall with other artists. And we went to the reception and got to talk to other artists, people viewing, people who work at the gallery. It was so nice to be out because most artists stay in their studios, and most artists, I mean, maybe not. Maybe they go out and sell their art all the time, but we stay inside a lot in our studios. We don't like have a ton of in-person connections with other artists. So it really was nice for everyone to kind of get out.
Hang out, be in public, and I don't know, try to remember how to socialize.
It's not always easy.
No.
That's awesome. That is really great that was your art this week.
Yeah, it was fun. And, you know, I have some ideas for what I'm going to work on before the next episode, but we don't talk about what we're going to work on. So we only talk about what we are currently working on.
That is true. We both do have a lot of ideas and stuff just in those beginning brewing stages, but that's not what this podcast is about. We want to know what we actually hands-on did.
Yep.
That's great.
What about you, Monica? What'd you do this week?
Yeah, you know, I really got into my writing this week. When the mood strikes, it was awesome, but I had some motivation behind it. So for those of you who know, if you follow along, the short story I wrote called Doing Time with Virginia Woolf, I am making that, adapting it, I'm changing it into a play. I still have my short story, love it, but the play is an hour-long, one-act play, a dialogue with two women in a prison cell. And it was just flowing. I had already written a lot of the topics in the short story, but now I'm trying to make it a realistic back and forth, real dialogue between these two women. And it's going really well. And the other thing that happened this week with that writing process is I got to speak to the theater stage manager of the local of a particular local art scene, that they happen to have a small, intimate, experimental theater. It only seats like 40 people. Mm-hmm. And it's just the most perfect setting for a really simplistic play with a simple set and a small cast. And there's even an potentially opening on their calendar for later this year if I can get my button gear and get them a script by a deadline. He gave me a deadline.
Nice. Time to start chugging.
I know. He was really intrigued by the premise, the concept. He was glad I already have almost 30 pages written. That's awesome. I just lied. I have 22 pages written, but
that's it. Can't do it now.
Well, I told him I have about 30 because the goal is 50 to 60, which would be an hour-long play-ish. And so I told him I have about 30 pages written, and I just told you that same lie, but that's fine.
It's fine. It's just a small exaggeration. You will have 30 pages written, and now you have a deadline. So
I have a deadline, and it's the end of April, you guys. That is 2 weeks away. We're doing this in real time. Every week we record, and a new episode comes out every Tuesday. So we are keeping you in the loop. By the end of April, he wants to see a full-on draft script so that he can start imagining if it will work in their theater, helping me cast it, helping me with the logistics of my ideas for set design, because I have zero experience with theater ever, which might come as a shock to some people because I'm very comfortable. Like,
you're very animated.
Yes.
You don't
projecting
mind being
my voice,
the person that everyone's listening to or paying attention to.
Oh, I want people to pay attention to me, but I've just never been on a stage. I've never done theater, never even been interested in that sort of realm of art. I like watching other people do it, but this is just so exciting. And so I'm writing this play. I might direct it. I might be in it. I don't know the details yet, but this deadline has really motivated me. The other thing I did artistically this week, which was so awesome, was I attended a writer's workshop. Different than the play, which is fiction. This writer's workshop was specifically for memoir, and that nonfiction memoir writing, my nonfiction essay collection that I'm working on. And it was so great. The facilitator was awesome. The writing association that put on this particular workshop did a great job. It was totally worth my time, which is good. Sometimes you attend these things and it's like, This was a good one. And it motivated me. It gave me new ideas, new angles of how to approach memoir writing, because I get stuck sometimes. And I don't know if any of you listening have ever tried to write something personal about your life. I get stuck on what was the experience of others around me? What perspective did they have that might differ? That doesn't matter. And it was great. I don't have to worry about other people's perceptions. So It was just really nice to get like permission and some guidelines on some writing tips. It was really helpful.
That's great. It's always nice when, like you said, the speaker is really helpful. And it's so interesting because little conferences like that, I feel like about 70% of the time, they're not exactly what you expected. And you're kind of like, well, I'm glad I attended, but wasn't what I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
But every now and then you go and you're totally surprised, and it's way better than you thought it would be. So
I know. And I love that setting. I was always one of those students that loved to sit up front. I love taking notes. I love like looking up to the teacher and absorbing everything they were talking about. I'm that person. Mm-hmm. And so when I do go in those situations and it's kind of a letdown, or they're just not really comfortable facilitating, you don't get good bang for your buck. This was different. She was incredible.
That's awesome. I avoid conferences like the plague.
I know.
So that's just me though. I've always been that way.
You think of them as a chore, like a work, like if your job makes you go to like a team building event.
If it's job related, yes. That's just a way for you to get me to work for free, which if any of you are on LinkedIn, that's exactly what that is. I'm just saying.
What do you mean?
They're getting you to work for free.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because you are spending time outside of your job to tout how good you are at your job and not being paid for it. I hate LinkedIn.
Oh, I'm not on LinkedIn, but
I'm not either for that exact reason.
Okay, but
I have an opinion about LinkedIn.
Okay. But also, is it to kind of like promote your work or your company?
It's for people to network. It's basically it's a social
Online
media
network.
platform to talk about, hey, look what I've done as far as a job I get paid for. But you're putting all this time, effort, attention into reposting articles and networking with people outside of your company. You are working for free. Okay.
Just do it on the clock.
Yeah. Yeah. LinkedIn should 100% be an employer paid event if it's a place that you need to be for your job.
Oh my gosh. I have a quick anecdote about working for free, working on the clock. It's kind of funny. I'll try to say it quickly, but a friend of mine worked at a corporation, and the boss of her department gave everyone a book, some sort of inspirational book. I don't know the name, doesn't matter, but a book that he wanted everyone to read. It was some trendy book about how to be more effective in the office. I don't know. It was something to do with work, though. And he hadn't written or anything. He just bought everyone a copy. And he said to them, I want you to read this. He didn't it wasn't part of their job description to read it, but he said, I want everyone to read this. We're going to be discussing it. So my friend sat at her desk, didn't answer the phone or work on her computer, and started reading. Like she would sit there at her desk with this hardcover, paperback, whatever it was, and just be reading. And her colleagues and even her boss were like, what are you doing? Don't you have work to do? Aren't you supposed to be busy? Don't you? And she's like, yeah, this was assigned. I'm not reading at home for free off the clock.
Yep.
And they
I
had a
am
whole
100% on that Friends wavelength. If
I
your
know, but-
boss assigns it, work should pay for it.
Agreed, but everyone else read it on the subway or read it at home in their own time. And she's like, absolutely not. You're
Yep.
welcome to make this a requirement of my job, but I'm doing it on the clock. And they had a whole meeting with her. HR got involved. Didn't change the outcome.
She's
but-
not wrong. I'm just saying,
Okay.
That's what LinkedIn is nowadays.
That's so funny. So, yes, I had a wonderful facilitator, and it helped me look at my writing differently, and a wonderful time with you at the art opening to see our work. I had a piece of work also included in the art show.
Double clap. Yay.
Yay. The piece that got selected is called Zarifa's World. And if you've been watching this, this freaking cord. Hold on. Okay. If you've been watching this podcast, you've seen me talk about this piece of stained glass, this work of stained glass I recently completed. I freaking love it. It's so good. And it made me happy that it was in the show. It's a woman reading a book under a tree. But the glass I used, it just came out beautifully, I think. The other piece of work that I submitted to the juried exhibit was not selected. It was called Overflow, and it has a profile of a mirror glass and a lot of different color triangles. And they had a lot of art submissions. It could only select a certain number. And so I was really happy that one of mine got selected, but the other one I have posted on Etsy.
Yay.
I'm so happy because we talk about posting our work and making it available instead of just leaving it on a shelf in our studio. And I'm so happy it's out there. I know it'll find a new home someday. It doesn't matter how long it takes to sell. I'm just so glad it's out there for the world. That makes me happy. So it was a good art week in that sense.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great to post it on Etsy. We have like a lot of things we need to post that are just lying around, like Monica said. But it's so overwhelming sometimes, especially when you have a lot of things to post. The administrative part of selling art, it's so time consuming. Again, working for free.
Well, it's for ourselves, and we would love to hear from other artists out there. Do you schedule a specific day to just do all your administrative work? Do you do it as you go? Do you build up a few projects and then dump it all on Etsy or have a drop on your website? We would love some feedback about what's working for you.
Yeah.
We do want to post more things. Our stained glass side of things is called Glass Over Teakettle. And we've had it for years, and we used to be a lot more prevalent active on Etsy, but years have gone by. And so I'm like, well, I'll put this piece on Etsy. But we do want to know how other artists handle it, or if they outsource it. Do they get someone else to do the posts and respond to all the questions and traffic? We don't know. We're going to just, like we do a lot of things, we're winging it, we're playing it by ear, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep. We just roll with it and see what happens.
Yeah. So there's always stuff you should or could be doing more, but we're trying to be a little bit easier on ourselves. That's kind of this whole thing.
Yeah. We also love to have some sort of life outside of having to feel like you have to produce things and then, work your 9 to 5 and produce more. So we're really trying to make art for art's sake more often instead of trying to make art for the sake of selling art.
Oh,
because
for sure.
we got way overwhelmed with that.
In the past,
yes. The past when we did a lot of like commissioned work and stuff.
Yeah.
It was fun, but it hit a point where it was just too much. But yeah.
Well, it kind of hit a point where we didn't feel like our artistic expression was at the forefront anymore. When you do commissions, and maybe other artists out there can relate, we were making a lot of beautiful things that other people envisioned, that they wanted. They wanted this design or this colors or this size. That was wonderful. It was great. And those projects came in and money came in. But we realized, we have so many commissions that we haven't made something from our own imagination, from our own design in so long. We were losing our artistic freedom. And we flipped it. We stopped taking commissions, and we've been happier artists since. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because it's a toss up. You're so flattered when people commission you to make something. They're like, oh, they like our art. They want, but there's another side to it that we had to go through it to learn.
Yep. Yeah.
Inspiration. What's inspiring you this week, honey?
Honey.
Candace. We're on our podcast.
Yes.
For those of you who are new here, Candace and I are married. We've been together over 10 years.
To each other.
Married to each other. And
sorry, I have a little something in my eye.
oh, don't cry. We need
I'm
tissues.
just so happy.
Yeah. So inspiration, Candace.
My inspiration this week is the weather changing. Finally.
The sun.
It's starting to feel springy. It's starting to get warmer. The days are longer. I don't log out of work at 5 o'clock in the dark, which is great.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes me feel more productive. I'm like a human of seasonal cycles. So I feel a lot more productive in the spring and summer. In the fall, I kind of start to hunker down. And then in the winter, I'm basically hibernating. So it's hard for me to get motivated in the winter. Whereas in the summer or spring, it's a little bit easier for me to actually get started. So it's starting to feel like spring right now, and it feels really nice. It's very inspiring to me.
We have a busy backyard.
We sure do.
All these animals coming out of hibernation or torpor state, and it's mating season, and wild turkeys and raccoons. We had raccoons the other night. We have a wildlife camera, which is wonderful. We wake up every morning and check what happened during the night. And the raccoons were mating. They're right there going at it.
Some raccoons were banging.
But 5 feet from a skunk.
Yes. So the skunk's a voyeur, and the raccoons are exhibitionists.
Yep. Sometimes it's just a place to smash,
I know.
regardless of who's nearby. But our backyard is busy with mating. What other signs are you getting for spring and summer?
Well, because of where we live, we happen to live in a summer destination. There's a lot more license plates from out of state, which is a dead giveaway here.
That's true.
A lot of Florida, a lot of New York.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them spend summers here and go back to other homes or spend time here. That's true. We do see some more out-of-state plates.
Yep, that's a
We
big
bought
one.
soil. It's time to
Yes.
start potting some of our... We like to put flowered plants on our steps and stuff. So it does feel good. I'm glad you mentioned that as an inspiration. It is
I'm also
really inspiring.
obsessed with gardening. I will preface that with I suck at it. I can't grow edibles for shit.
Tell them
never
why.
works out well. I don't do protective stuff to keep the edibles away from wildlife, and we have a very wild yard.
They
we
love
have
our
a lot
yard.
of woods around us. So
Free
it's kind of
food.
just like, well, that lettuce was cute while it lasted.
Yep. But the rabbits are in it. Yeah, we don't do any pest control. We don't want to.
Yep.
And so, yes, Candace spends a lot of time growing these beautiful strawberries.
Oh my God. To see a chipmunk very excitedly run up to the strawberry, take one bite out of it, and run the hell away. That's it.
One bite. So there's a dozen strawberries on the plant or on the ground with only one little nibble out of it. So we have to just throw them to the birds. It is really funny. I know you like gardening.
I do,
And
yeah.
someday we
I
can
like
have...
the act of it. So the production doesn't really matter to me as much. I mean, it would be nice to like taste something I've grown, but the wildlife samples it for me.
So we want to know what you're doing that's creative, and we count gardening. We are not gatekeepers of art up in here. So anything you're doing that
Yes.
makes you happy, that is creative, if you're trying something new, that counts. We just want people to be inspired to maybe stop scrolling for a little while, do something else, get in touch with, I'm using gestures, using your hands, gardening, cooking, landscaping, whatever it is, whatever art form.
It all involves creativity and production creation.
Yeah.
So it's all amazing. It's all art. 100% not gatekeeping art at all or gatekeeping.
Yeah, no gatekeeping or gatekeeping. Inspiration. I am glad you mentioned that. Yeah, good time of year to feel. And it's also like, I love this time of year too, because we do a lot. We're like really into the whole spring cleaning mode.
Yes. Yep.
Is this universal? Is this around the world? Do people in other parts of the world think, oh, this is the season to sort of declutter and downsize? It's been really nice to do it. We talked a little bit about it last week when we gave away a lot of plants. We're still going through that process of just rehoming things, but it feels really good in the springtime, particularly.
Yep. Although, I mean, I wouldn't mind living somewhere where there's just like constant spring and summer. So I'm not gonna,
I know. We do talk about
discount that for the future.
We are both Candace and I both grew up in places with 4 seasons, and we are used to that cycle. We like that cycle. It's natural to suffer through the winter in order to come to spring and summer. But we also love the idea of someday living in a place that doesn't get snow.
Yes.
That is a goal. It's on our vision board. We will make it happen someday. But for now, we are really enjoying the seasonal change.
What about you, Monica? What's your inspiration?
I was just thinking, I love your idea of using the weather. My inspiration this week came from getting a deadline for my writing, where, yes, there is part of me when I get a deadline that feels pressure, right? I like that pressure. I work well under pressure. So I feel like pressure, but I don't want to rush. And it's a really interesting thing in my brain. So I'm inspired by having deadlines and project goals, but I also am very conscientious now of trying to stay present, of trying not to rush the art or rush the writing. I want to enjoy the process, as that's my thing. I love the process. So one of the things I realized with the 22 pages of play script that I have so far, and I'm trying to get up to 50 to 60 pages, I was thinking at first, I really need to add a lot more conversation topics. But when I reread the pages I had, there was so many moments of dialogue where it could have veered off just a bit more, expanded a bit more. And that will not just as filler. I'm not trying to like fill in the time, but I can make those conversations, those topics that are really important to me, even more meaningful if I don't rush it. So it's an interesting place for me to be in this week, where I love the pressure of a deadline. I rely on it often, but I don't want to rush. And, that happened with the project I'm doing for stained glass. We're inspired by deadlines of galleries with themes. But I have an ongoing project that some of you remember for a library, the university library, where my 4 panels will be hung. Well, I haven't worked on them in a little while because the deadline changed. It was going to be in May, and they've shifted it to the fall. And I'm like, yes. So I can put that on the side burner for now and work on more pressing deadlines. So I'm really like inspired by that push and pull, that it's like a contrast. You have a deadline, but you don't want to rush.
Yep.
It's really a cool place to be. And it's
great.
Privilege to be able to be there and recognize that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you though. I love a deadline. Like
you do.
You give me a deadline, I'm not going to hit that deadline. I'm going to exceed your expectations.
Yeah.
But I can't give myself a deadline for shit.
Really?
Oh my God. I'm so bad at motivating myself with a deadline. If I tell myself like this has to be done by Friday, it's getting done by Friday like 6 months from now.
But if an outsider says we need that by Friday,
I'll have it done on Wednesday.
I know. You are good when I think that's... How do you guys feel out there listening? Are you able to push yourself, motivate yourself with self-imposed deadlines? Or do you naturally just do better when someone else is waiting for that result? I'm both. I mean, I push myself a lot, but I love a deadline. It makes me more productive.
Yeah. But self-imposed deadlines, do you meet them?
Nope.
Yeah,
I don't, because there's no pressure to. I can be like, well,
right.
It's always next week.
It's like the threat of consequence makes me like, ooh, I got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I really do perform better when there's a pressure from someone else to meet a deadline.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like I'm worried about disappointing someone if I don't meet that deadline. But if I don't meet a self-imposed deadline, I'm disappointing myself. So that should be more important to me.
It should be. Hey,
but it's not.
let's put ourselves first.
Yes.
We're working on these. These are just things we're discovering as we come on this podcast every week. For real, we are coming to you without a plan, without a script, and we are discovering stuff about our process, about ourselves. We want to know if any of this resonates with you out there. So keep bringing the comments. Let us know what you're working on. Let us know what inspires you. Let us know where you fall into this deadline pressure discussion. And we're really, really glad you're here. It's so fun to check in and have this accountability every week to keep us going.
Yep. And to build a community with you. Like, we are so appreciative of everyone watching and listening to As We Art. You are all part of all the processes that we undertake throughout the week. And we love hearing about what you're doing, like Monica said, and we're just super, super appreciative of all of you.
Yep. So thank you for being here. Thanks for bearing with us with chords and cats meowing and other discombobulated thoughts. It's natural. We're here. We're being ourselves as we art.
As thou art.
So be sure and like, follow, comment, share,
subscribe, thumbs up, all those actions.
Yeah.
Any button you can hit except for the thumbs down, please.
that would be nice. And we will see you next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.